Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Swerve here and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution video, where as you can see we are on the Matanceros Sandbox. So what's exciting about Matanceros Sandbox? Well, as you can see here we do have quite a hilly sort of natural terrain, and it's very big, much of a pain, if that's even English, to flatten this whole area. So I haven't really flattened it, but I guarantee it's going to be quite a pain to do so. But instead of flattening it, we're going to sort of develop something where we're sort of going to explore a new mechanic. I say new, but this was added fairly recently. So when you go and add something like scenery, okay, maybe I have it switched off for scenery, but I mean, you know, but when you go to the landscaping tool, you can see we have these contour lines. Now, firstly, if you guys don't know how to go on and find these contour lines, I did make a video about it, but if you go on to the options, I think it's normal settings, and gameplay, yeah, there you go. So you have terrain contour lines where you can show whilst editing terrain and other construction modes. So when I was trying to place that down that tree just now, if I select this, it will show up. I don't really prefer that. So we go back and exit out. And today I'm going to sort of like show you how to use the contour lines very effectively and to sort of build in the natural environment. So as you can see, you know what? Maybe I do want to have all of these on. So we'll do this for now. But as you can see, we'll start getting the fences, and we can sort of like move towards it. It has like a little weird radius, it doesn't show everywhere, but we can like move towards and find what we want to do. So let's make an exhibit. One little Easter egg I thought is that during the time of the first build, I don't know if you guys saw it, but like when Best Slot and Gamer Beaver went to America and played Jurassic World Evolution early, the fence used to run through here, and we couldn't be able to have water going under fences. That never used to be a thing. And now that since it's been edited, they forgot to even add water here, since they've changed that before final build. So I thought that was a cool little Easter egg sort of thing, but I do like Matanceros because it's the landscape. Anyway, back on task, back on topic. Right, so we want to get a little bit of an enclosure going. So let's try and get a lot of different types of terrain. Let's try and make it a quite sizable exhibit. So let's say sauropods and gallimimuses and all of that lovely jubbly stuff can sort of coexist and live with each other. So as you can see, nice little exhibit right here in amongst the trees. And we do have sort of ups and downs. So in the previous thing, you couldn't really do, in the previous updates, you couldn't really sort of edit this. So obviously make sure your game's updated so you have all of this nice and snazzy stuff. But here is what I really want to work with. So if we go into the painting tool, we obviously have rock, sand and dirt. So for rock, wait, do we have sand on Matanceros? Oh yeah, they did it for all islands, didn't they? So rock is pretty much the main thing you want to do. So right here I'm looking at, we have a dip here, we have another dip here with another smaller bit which we don't need to worry about. Then we have more uphill and another bit of uphill. So what I would prefer is having a dip in grass and have the uphill as rock, as if like this was the flattened bit and then this has come up from the bottom. So we will probably, yeah, let's do rock first and I'll show you how to integrate sand. So here, you want to sort of like get the lowest bit. You don't want the strong bit like as it is here. You don't really want it like right on the line, or here shall I say. You don't want it right on the line because it will come over and it will look a little bit horrid. I would sort of recommend to sort of like add a bit more fade in when you get towards the end. So here's probably like the perfect idea, and you'll see why once I get rid of the terrain. So this is what we're pretty much going to do. I'm going to be a bit messy there, which shouldn't really be the case, but I don't really want to go on the exact top either. So we'll sort of do a bit more terrain painting with this rock. Here it gets a little bit tricky, so just go over it for now. And I think then if you go grass, you can make it even smaller and work around and alongside the rock there. So you can have even smaller measurable measurements, if that makes sense, just so everything's sort of like working out in your favour. So there you go, shall I say. It's looking a bit nicer. Obviously this looks like it's being faded into, and because this area here looks like it's being like is somewhere that you can just like normally walk up and then come to here, I prefer to have this a little bit as sort of rocky and mountainy, as I should say. So then up here, you can pretty much start putting down whatever you want. You can put trees up here, you can put that. Be wary of obviously the grass coming through the rocks. It's not really the most ideal thing when you're trying to get a good amount of textures going. It's quite hard to get rid of as well. But yeah, so it's starting to look like a little bit more natural environment and sort of give it a more 3D shape. I'll probably do the same here. So let's get this here. So as you can see, we just go around, and I'm going to follow this like outside line where it then connects to a different area, and we'll add the grass to sort of shape it up a little bit. There you go. You don't have to make it like so man-made. You can make it a little bit abstract and unique. Now you were thinking, oh, how come I've left this? I don't really want to leave it, so I would cover it up if I was you, but at the same time you can sort of like keep this bit green. I don't know, put like where is it, the big tree like right on top, which is not going to let me because apparently it's too close to, oh, hold on, there we go. So you could do something like that to show more nature coming towards it. But yeah, so that's pretty much how to use rock and make your enclosures look a bit more 3D and more dynamic. I do like this bit here simply because the dinosaurs can like walk up, and it does show that it's possible to do that because of how here it's faded by the rock. So yeah, but this has all helped to contour lines because loads of people have, well, since Claire's Sanctuary, have been saying how well I'm doing with all of this painting, and that's simply because I use the contour lines. I use the contour lines to all of my abilities, and wherever like it goes up, I sort of like see, is it like a natural upness or whatever you want to call it, just like this bit here, or is it more steeper? And when it is a little bit more steeper, then obviously I would add a bit of rock, which I might want to do a bit here. But yeah, that's to give it more 3D feels, vibes, and natural environment. Now, obviously, if you do go like very flat, it doesn't look as 3D, if that makes sense. But if you do go like that, it sort of gives, or more at this angle, it sort of gives a more better of a texture. So now we go on to sand. So to incorporate sand, again, I would like to sort of go, so every bit of water that you see here, let me give you a demonstration, we'll create a ring around it. So if I go like that, you can see around the water, around the water there is a ring, and that's what I do like because I can sort of start to use my painting techniques around it. So I would go up to like the first ring after the water for like a sand, just to sort of do like a little beach line, if that makes sense. So then you can see I'm starting to do a little bit more of a beach line, but I want to expand this a little bit more, so the next time it does do more open curve like here, or more of an open line, I will start to sort of make this into more of a beachy area. Now, ignoring the contour lines, I will make this a little bit more of a beachy area, simply because here, as you can see, there's no hill right here, and as the hill starts, it's a little bit further up, so that's what that line was showing me, that is a little bit further up that way. So it's quite nice, and again, down here, a little bit of upness, which I would like to sort of mix and match, which I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So I would sort of like to mix and match and add a bit of rock, so like where it is going up a little bit, and then add a little bit more sand, like so. And then yeah, so then as you can see, it's like a little drop off. So now moving on to how to integrate all of them together. Right here, so as you can see, I left this bit specifically for the sand area, and that's because I want sand to always be at the lower part. I want to sort of attach where it has the line of, I just pointed to my screen as if you could see me, Jesus. But as you can see, the line of the ring, you want to go like to the edge but not too close to the edge, and then just keep going round and round and follow it that way. So as you can see, we have another beachy area. Obviously probably add, because I'm going down here, I can see there's a slight dip, so probably add a little bit more rock. Now here you might want to click it so it doesn't get too dense, but yeah, just add a little bit more rock, and there you go. So now I think that looks quite alright. So if we're talking about water, how to integrate water with all of this, I would recommend to go to an edge of a dip, so as we are here, and probably go a bit like so. Maybe leave a little bit of grass, because here you can start to do a little bit more painting of sand around the bottom area. I should really turn my phone off, but a little bit more painting of around the bottom area. And yeah, so that's pretty much how to integrate them all together. If you want to make like a unnatural or man-made, shall I say, bit of like scenery, you just go like this, and then raise the terrain about here, and then paint the terrain all around it in a high area. And then you'll want to flatten the terrain, not that big, flatten the terrain this way more, and then go back to the water tool and dig into that terrain. Go back to the terrain tool, go around here and pretty much fill this bit of terrain here, and then go to the sand tool and integrate the bit like that. Probably connect it up a little bit there, and keep coming around and round like so. So then you sort of have it a little bit more integrated, and you can add the water bend round. I do tend to add some like higher areas of water, like make it a little bit of a volcanic spray, you know, so something like that. I do like to experiment and all of this, but because loads of you guys have enjoyed my enclosure builds, I sort of like show you what goes through my mind when I do this. But anyway, thank you so much for sticking by on today's video. I hope I have explained how to use contour lines the best to your abilities. Obviously it will take a little bit of learning, a little bit more getting used to. At first I was a little bit confused on what they could do, and they were just getting in my way, but when I started to look at the positives rather than the negatives, I started to build really nice enclosures, and now I'm glad with how things are turning out. So far so good. I'm enjoying it. But anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure to smash that like button, and if you think it's helped you, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below and show me some fun ideas. Tag me in them on Instagram at SwerveYT or on Twitter at SwerveTS2. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Obviously, like, comment, and if you're a brand new channel, you love Jurassic World Evolution and you love what you saw today, make sure to subscribe, because every subscriber does count. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Obviously, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. It's been Swerve, and peace out.